How's it going, y'all? I'm back with another video. My shitbox Lincoln. Nah, it ain't really a shitbox, but you get the point. So my last video was about, why I bought the car and all that. This video I'm probably gonna go through like in-depth Lincoln Mark 8 review, which you'll expect from buying one of these. First thing, the looks. It's really not a looker. It's really not. I mean, honestly, the look grew on me personally. I think it's probably one of the best. I wouldn't say the best, but it's probably one of the better looking cars. But to your average Joe, this is just your regular grandpa's retirement car. Got the infamous tire hump. I'm gonna go over the outside, and I guess I'll get to the inside later on. So outside, I just had these redone. I'm trying to think of the word, damn it. Can't remember. Restored, that's the word, damn it. One thing about the outside of these cars, these mirrors, pretty fucking dope. I'll explain to you. So, these mirrors do a lot of things. They've got turn signals, which when I read up, these were one of the first cars to put the turn signals on the mirrors. Yeah, this one don't look too good. But one thing, at nighttime, when you unlock the car, a light shoots down onto the ground. Looks pretty damn cool. When you put the car into reverse, these mirrors tilt down, so I guess you could see the lines and whatnot and see what all, I don't know, but they tilt down and it's pretty damn cool. These rims, not the best looking, but they were optional. They were the optional rims, I guess. They're supposed to be directional, but I don't know if I have mine on right, to be honest. Personally, it doesn't really matter to me because when I save up enough money, I'm gonna get some rims. The paint's not in the best condition. She's seen better days. Now these headlights are supposed to have, I think it's HIDs. It was one of the first cars to ever come out with it, but this car has regular LEDs and I can't see shit out of them, to be honest. To me, I think when they went out, the original owner, because I'm the second owner, the original owner just said, fuck it, we'll throw whatever the hell in there. And it's supposed to emit this bluish light, and it's bright as shit apparently, but this one does not have that, unfortunately. Yeah, the headlights in this car suck ass. Now I repainted this. Yes, it is chipping, but I promise you this has been on there for probably 3 months. So I think it's held up pretty well, honestly, for a can of spray paint, black matte spray paint. Probably not the best choice, but it had the chrome on there, and the chrome was peeling, and it looked like absolute crap, so I went ahead and just painted it black, and honestly, I prefer it, Obviously, if I had the LSC, it'd be color matched green, and that'd be way more badass, but this is not an LSC, unfortunately. Keypad. Now I've learned a couple things about this keypad as I've owned this car. Yeah, and that's that it's badass. Let me show you why. So blah blah blah, you have the code, unlock the door. But one thing I learned, push this one. Damn, you gotta put the code in again. You push this and the trunk opens, which I thought was pretty cool. Yeah, I got a lot of crap back here. This is just stuff that came with the car. This is supposed to be up back here, covering the JBL amplifier, but get this shit out the way. The trunk is actually, dropped my phone. The trunk is actually in pretty damn good condition. This car has the optional 6-disc CD changer, but yes, it's dirty, and I've got a lot of crap back here, but what do you expect? It's my car. These are my exhaust tips. I got a new exhaust on the car. But anyway, the trunk is in damn good condition. Like, it looks like they'd probably never put anything back here. Another thing, this car does not have the air ride suspension anymore, so that's gone. This has the spring conversion kit. This bar right here does not work. This supposedly it's a neon tube. It looks badass when it does work, but it never worked when I bought the car. These work, but on the outside, but this one does not work, and it's like $100 for a new one. And that's a common problem on the second gen Mark 8s. So any Mark 8 you buy will probably have that problem. All right, stepping on into the inside, it's just beautiful. Like this car, not mine. Mine's not in the best condition, as you can see from that vent over there. But I mean, it's also missing those. The window top switches, I don't know why they're gone, but they are. So when you get inside of the Mark 8, you'll notice everything in the interior is tilted towards the driver. It really feels cool, and at nighttime when all the lights are on and everything, it feels like you're in a spaceship. Everything is, and they designed it this way. Everything is a hand reach away from the driver to just be able to lift his hand. There it is. No long reaches to grab anything. Everything's just resting my hand. I can reach that. It's like an arm length away. The radio is tilted towards you like a cockpit. It's so cool. So when you turn the key, I showed this in the last video, but I'm gonna show it again because it's badass. Why not? When you turn the key, it's supposed to come out. There it goes. It's supposed to come out, tilt down. There it goes. It's supposed to tilt down, go into the position. The seat's supposed to move all the way back. Well, when you open the door, the seat's supposed to... Shut the hell up. Why the radio always trying to do that? When you open the door, the seat is supposed to tilt back, or it's supposed to go all the way back, and the steering wheel goes up and tilts into the dash. It makes it easier to get in, and when you get out, the steering wheel sucks in and it goes up. It points up. It's pretty cool to me, honestly. Now this thing right here, this thing is cool.
I don't need
Come on, Waylon Jennings. Shit. This shows a bunch of cool shit. Trip odometer. The date. There's a thing on here. Where's it? There it is. Bro, they literally added a track timer in this car. Like if you were to take this car to the track, you could time your track times. They put that into this car. I don't know if this is exactly what the purpose is for, but personally that is what I would use it for. I don't know why anyone would need this, but you know what? It's here, and that's what matters. And it's just, look at it. It just, if you wanted to set a track time, you know what I'm saying? You go to the Nürburgring, you can do it right here in your Lincoln Mark 8. Yeah, that vent's not in the best condition. This car has the original factory speakers. All 8 of them. I think it's 8 or 6. Anyway, they sound pretty damn good. Honestly, I hop in my mom's car. She has a 2012 Honda Accord, but she has every single option on it. The optional better sound system. And this one honestly keeps up with that one. Not in bass wise. This has no bass at all. I wouldn't say no bass at all, but it's just... It really is way better with vocals and like rock music and all that. You hop in here and try to listen to rap, it sounds good, but there's not a lot of bass. But as far as like the treble and everything, it sounds amazing. Like damn good. That right there is just an armrest. Literally just a big pad of leather for the back seat armrest. Look at this. It's so squishy. It's like a pillow. Why'd they put this there? No idea, but it's cool. Considering nobody can really fit in the back seats. Alright, these cup holders. Absolutely pointless. Worst cup holders in any car. And when I say any car, I mean they're probably as bad as the cup holders in a 95 to 04 Mustang. Especially if you have a manual. I'm sorry for those manual drivers out there. Cup holders are, okay. You put this here, you can't even, it's like, this is in the way, you have to reach around it, and it's really annoying. You put it here, you gotta, it's just dumb. And second off, it doesn't work as a cup holder. When you get on the gas, your drink's gonna do exactly this. Just fly backwards and spill everywhere. Yes. This, the center console, not a lot of room in, oh, there's my bank account information. Not a lot of room in here for stuff, but I mean, what do you expect? 2-door coupe. Air conditioning works amazing in this car. It does need a little bit of Freon, but it does work amazingly, especially on hot ass days like this one. But the heater does not work. Now, I suspect that it's probably the blend door actuator, which is a common problem with these cars, and the whole dash has to come out. It's a whole thing. It's annoying as hell, but hey, what are you gonna do? But where I live, the heat isn't even necessary. Now, I put a custom exhaust on this car. I took it to a shop. It's got, damn it, Waylon. Anyway, it's got duals with an X pipe with dumps off the X pipe. Maybe I could show you. I mean, it sounds all right. I prefer it to go all the way out the back, but with the budget I'm on, that's not really an option. I couldn't afford the extra $200 a shop was trying to charge me, so I just told them to dump it off the X pipe. But anyway, it sounds pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it does have a little bit of a drone when you're on the highway, but it's not that big of a deal. Auto locks, horn chirp, easy entry. And the easy entry, that's where the steering wheel moves, and then the easy entry, that's for the back seat. You pull this lever on the back seat, the whole seat's supposed to scoot up and like go forward, and the steering wheel sucks in, but it doesn't really work because the seats don't move. That's also a common problem with these cars, apparently. System check. This car has the optional traction control to turn it off because it's really sensitive. You just press vehicle setting, you over here push reset, and the light comes on showing and this whole panel right here looks badass at nighttime. This is your overdrive light. If you feel like racing, you push this button right here on this, and it puts the transmission, turns off overdrive, locks it to 3 gears. And so when you're racing people, I guess, and it lets you know when it's off. You can see the temperature. Apparently it's 121 degrees, 120 degrees outside. Guess I'll let y'all hear it a bit. Ooh, got a little bit of cracks and popples. This car makes amazing gas mileage. For having 8 cylinders, the motor that it has, I drove from Brazoria County to Houston, Texas, about a 40-minute drive. I made about 30 miles, 29 to 30 miles per gallon. This is from me driving around town. I get around 17 to 20. I was babying it, so I got 22. But this thing is amazing on gas mileage, and just, oh my God, it's so amazing on the highway. It just feels like it was designed for the highway to just cruise. I mean, it's amazing. It's literally the most comfortable riding thing I've ever felt in my life. It just glides across the road. Now we'll get to the good stuff, the engine, my favorite part. So this has the Mustang Cobra engine. As you can see, the 32 valve V8. Now I've done a lot of work to this thing. Not really a lot of work, just basic old car stuff. Spark plugs, new filter. I had to take the throttle body off and clean it because it was dirty as shit. Dirty as it could possibly be. And this thing was just coated in this nasty material. It looked like that, but I took a sander to it and I sanded it all down. It looks pretty damn good. I did put a new gasket. It's got Auto Light 104 platinum spark plugs, brand new battery. It leaks power steering fluid. I suspected at first that it was a coolant leak, but it's actually not a coolant leak. It's the power steering. Nothing else leaks. The oil is fine. The transmission's fine. I mean, this car's only got 107,000 miles. I put a brand new belt on there, brand new tensioner, brand new pulley. Oh, a brand new IAC valve. Before I did that, I couldn't figure out what was wrong with this car. Every time I would come to a stop, the car would just die, shut off. I couldn't figure it out. Changed spark plugs. It's got an oil change, just changed it about a couple 100 miles ago. It's got transmission fluid. That doesn't have anything to do with that. But before I changed this thing, this car ran like absolute shit. It was pretty easy. The only bad thing was the old gasket was just stuck on there, and it was a whole mess. It took me like an hour just to clean. Another thing I noticed, the original owner, I feel like, did not do any maintenance on this car. When I dropped the transmission fluid, it looked pretty old. When I changed the oil the first time, it looked pretty old. I mean, the car runs and drives fine, but this car was not taken care of. I gave it a little love in TLC. Now she's back and better than ever. However, I suspect it does have a vacuum leak. I'm not sure where. I can't figure it out. But the car acts sluggish. Like when I get out, like sometimes it'll run perfectly fine. I mean, this car is fast as shit. It'll run perfectly fine. And then other days, it's like you step on the gas and it has nothing. It's like it has no power at all. I suspect it's a vacuum leak because I've done literally everything under the sun. I'm not sure. I don't know where, honestly. Also, I could tell that there was previous owner put tape over that line. I'm not sure why. I'm not even sure. I mean, apparently it worked because nothing's leaking from there, but I put these hood struts on there. These were next to impossible to find. The ones I bought at AutoZone, the universal ones, didn't fit right. I had to go to a junkyard and find a wrecked Mark 8, and I just took it off of those. Now about the power steering, you have to keep an eye on it because this car has a speed sensing steering. So like when you're in a parking lot, it's smooth and butterly silky, but when it's low on power steering, the whole system just does not work. And on the steering, you'll get, like on the highway, you'll get super loose steering, and then it'll be super tight, then it'll be super loose, but it's not a big deal. And it really doesn't affect the way the car drives. It'll still drive fine. It's just one of those things where it's like, because like most cars don't have that, and it'll just feel like another normal car, but you'll notice it. You really will. And if you keep an eye on it, or you get it fixed, I can't because I don't have the money to do all that, nor do I want to. But if you get it fixed, then I suspect the whole system will work fine. But what it's supposed to do is, when you're in a parking lot, it's butterly, silky smooth to move the steering wheel and turn it. And on the highway, when you get to highway speeds, the car, if it had the airbag suspension, which this one has, the spring conversion kit, the steering gets super tight and the car lowers, I guess, to make it better on the highway, which that, for 90s technology, that just sounds badass to me. Now these are semi-new tires. I bought them used because the car needed tires just in general when I first got it. But the only one that I did not get new was the back right, because they only had 3 of the same tires. I don't know, the way they explained it to me, something I understand. I mean, tires have to be the same on each side, but they didn't have one, and this one matched this one already, so I just didn't replace this one because the only shop near me didn't have a tire, and I didn't feel like driving far as hell just to get a tire. And it's, yeah, it looks like it's been doing burnouts. Kind of looks like a drag slick. Now this entire door handle was rebuilt entirely. Like, this door handle was not a part of this assembly right here. And you can also tell that I had to repaint it because you can see the white underneath it, because it came off of a white car, a white Lincoln Mark 8. And the door handles, this door handle feels different than that one on that side, because this is a Gen 1 Mark 8, and I guess they weren't as crisp, because you can tell opening this one and opening that one just feels way more comfortable. But as far as that goes, I mean, this car has got me where I needed to go. It got me to work, school. It's done everything I needed to, and then some, because it is powerful. And if you don't respect it, you know, it's not crazy, but if you don't respect it, this thing will get loose on you. I mean, I haven't had any major problems with it at all, other than the power steering leaking. But other than that, I mean, it's been a damn good car to me. And honestly, I only paid $1,000 for it. I put probably another $1,000 in parts into it. Yeah, you're not supposed to do that, blah, 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 but fuck you. I like working on shit, motherfucker. But for what it is, a 90s Lincoln, this thing's pretty damn cool in my opinion. I am looking to sell it, but I really don't want to, because I really love this car. But if the right offer came upon, what the hell? The hell is this, Disney World? If the right offer came up, I probably would sell it, but not for any low balls or anything, because I really do love the car. I mean, it really is unique. There's nothing else like it on the road. But yeah, that's my Lincoln Mark 8 1998 base model. Hope you enjoyed.